Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris. It's great to speak to you again. It feels like ages since we recorded an episode. And we were obviously halfway through Singletown. And what's happened, Chris?
Well, I think we may have sort of mentioned it on one of the last episodes, but ITV have removed it from the hub, and we just can't get hold of it at the moment, can we? We were supposed to be reviewing episode 10, and we just can't get it anywhere, you know. And I've actually reached out to ITV, and I've actually reached out to some of the cast members as well and see if they could help. So I'm just hoping we may get somewhere back so we can conclude the series, because it seems such a shame that we've done 9 episodes and then we're not going to finish it. So we're definitely going to finish it one way or the other, even if we have to maybe read or see clips online. But we will put something together, won't we, Dave, for like a finale show?
Yeah, we'll finish it off because there's like little clips on YouTube and stuff, isn't there? So I'd sooner step through episode by episode and give our opinions that way. But let's do what we can do. So with all the streaming services, Chris, they irritate the shit out of me, quite honestly, because you just never know when they're going to take shit off, and so I'm sure Singletown will be back on at some point. It's just a bit of a bugger. It's scuppered us this time, but there is the phoenix will rise from the ashes, Chris, because we are going to tackle something else, aren't we?
Oh, we are indeedy, Dave. So we had a direct message about a TV show called Labour of Love, where a female contestant sort of she wants to have a baby, and she has a load of suitors. Now, unbelievable format, Dave, that these guys are basically going to be sperm donors or the love of a life as a reality show. And as soon as we found out about this and you told me, I was like, we are definitely doing this. This is right up our ballpark. So I've probably not summarized it very well, but the top and tail of it is these 15 guys and this girl, Kirsty, is vying for one of them to impregnate her, which, as reality TV show go, Dave, it's probably in the top 5 of ridiculousness, but it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely trash TV turned up to 11, isn't it? So, I mean, Kirsty was apparently in one of the Bachelor series. She was a contestant there. But she's 41, so she's, her biological clock is running out. And so, she's decided to go down this route. And I'm not sure how these shows get commissioned, Chris, but this sounds right up our alley, so to speak.
Plus, Dave, to be fair, all the guys are around our age as well, aren't they? So I think the youngest guy's about 37, 38. They're all sort of late 30s, mid to late 40s, aren't they? Because Kirsty's 41. So, I mean, where do you want to start, Dave? Because there were some moments watching this, and I was trying to coax Sam in. I'm like, come on, watch it. Come on, watch it. And we were sat in the garden, the sun's out, and obviously it's been brilliant in the UK, which we can't say very often for weather. It's been fantastic these last couple of months. And we sat there and I said, come on, watch it. So I'm not watching it. And then we couldn't fucking stop watching it. There's some moments in this, like, we always mention me and you, as we say it with David Brent fans. We love The Office, but these proper Brent moments. But I must admit, there's a couple of things we've got to touch on, but I'd let you start first, Dave. Where do you want to go?
Well, I guess the first thing is we get introduced to the premise of the show, don't we? So, which we've just talked about, the whole 15 guys, 15 eligible guys who are all, no spring chickens. I mean, there's some even older in there than me, Chris. I mean, that takes some fucking doing, that does. And so I'm for the whole episode, my jaw is basically on the floor at what I'm watching. I just can't believe it. But when they first all meet together for the drinks, it is exactly how you think it will be, with a bunch of testosterone fuel blokes who, for whatever reason, the journey through life that they've taken hasn't taken them down marriage and kids or whatever. They've got to late 30s, mid to late 40s, and decided, this is the show for them. And it was such an exercise in measuring cocks straight off the bat, Chris.
Oh my God, Dave. And you know what? You say that tongue in cheek. It literally was, as we talk about some of that happened sort of mid show. But I just want to touch on slightly. So you're right. So the guys all end up sort of just coming in one by one, and this carousel of different people, different height, size, everything. They all come in and they're all having a drink. But there's a guy there called Jason, and he's a farm guy from Carolina, and he gets fucking wankered. He's absolutely just drinking. He's like slapping the guys on their ass. He's like the competition's going. When he meets Kirsty, he's completely obnoxious, and you can. I said to someone, said she fucking hates him. He was absolutely tanked. But what topped it off was they all go through everything, and then Stuart, who's one of the guys, comes in, and Kirsty comes in, and the presenter is Kirsten Davis from Sex in the City.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of the main stars, wasn't she, in it? And she's like the host of the whole show. That's Kristen Davis, sorry. And she comes and introduces Kirsty, and they all come in, and this Stuart comes smooth as fuck, but about as transparent as my fucking window I'm looking out with his. And she's like, "Oh, that's so sweet." He's like, "Would you like a drink?" "Oh, what would you like?" And it was so fucking cringy. I was like, "Oh, come on, mate. You're gonna surely she's gonna see through this fucking work." Full credit, he did the right thing, because all the guys were like, "Oh fuck, here she is. I'm going to have to be on my best behaviour." He swooped in, and just because Trent's the tennis coach, he was gutted, wasn't he? Because he was like, "I have this." He said something like, "I'm like a Pied Piper. I have this magical thing over women and stuff." Because he's a tennis coach, and he was gutted because he went, "Well, fair play to Stuart. He's came in and done exactly what I was going to do." So, I mean, what did you think of that, Dave? Especially with the guy getting drunk and stuff. I thought it was brilliant.
Oh God, Jason was a mess, wasn't he? I mean, if you're gonna try and impress women, it's not usually best to get absolutely hammered. Yeah, I don't know. Did he think he was on spring break or something? It was just like I think he lost the whole point of the show and just
Yeah.
absolutely went for it. And I don't know if, like I say, he was just on there for a laugh or something, or just couldn't handle his drink. But yeah, he sort of embarrassed himself a little bit there, didn't he? And it wasn't really that surprising that he was jettisoned a bit later.
Yeah, you're right. He was it was it didn't go well for him, because he ended up throwing up, didn't he? As the night went on, he completely was throwing up, and one of the other guys had to take him to bed. But I tell you what stood out for me was we had a range of different guys. We had like a surfer dude called Philip, very, very good looking guy. Probably said the most handsome guy out of all of the 15 that came in at this point. But very, very wooden. We had different people. The one that stood out more than anything was a guy called Tally. He was 46. I think he was the oldest guy in there. He looked like he was completely out of place. He come in, the stonewashed jeans. He looked like completely odd to me. He had like a bit of a grufty stubble beard going on, very deep voice. He almost like a bit of a cowboy, didn't he, Dave? And even before he'd interacted with Kirsty, I was thinking, this guy's not going to fucking last the journey at all. And when he got talking to the guys, I was thinking, he's a bit evasive here. There's something going on that I can't quite pick up. But as the show went on, it was becoming more and more obvious. This guy was just doing the old bat thing and fucking whacking everything back. One of Kirsty was asking questions. She was batting them back to her. She's like, "Let's hear about you." And he's like, "Yeah, but what about you?" And I'm
Yeah,
like, come on. Everything was a
just
deflection, wasn't it?
answer one fucking question for fuck's sake. I mean, the thing is, he's an attorney, isn't he? So, I guess that just comes with part of his job. That he doesn't want to ask a question. He's just deflecting everything. But I don't know. Again, he just made himself look a bit of a tool. I don't know. Does that tend to work with anyone in the outside world? I can't
No,
see how it does.
no, I'm with you. It just doesn't, Dave, at all. But again, great TV, like as a show, as a spectacle. Now, Dave, I have skated round this. The fucking best moment. I've got to say, this has got to be one of the best moments ever in a reality show. And you know how much I watch this show. Now, you know me and you, we do not hold back. We go for it. We tell it how it is. This even had me questioning how I'm going to approach this on the show today, Dave, because I was sat there watching it and I went, oh, Sam, what's this? So they all get tanked up. Maybe that's why the drinks were there, Dave. We mentioned about Jason 11. they go outside and Kristen's there and she's like, with Kirsten, she's like, right, guys, one of you could potentially be the guy who falls in love with her and you get married and you have children and that. But if you're going to give her a child, we need to see if you're up to the task. And then the camera pans out to the right, and there's a fucking like an NHS fucking vans there where each contestant has got the name on, and they've got to go and pull one off, Dave, in a sample jar. I thought it was fucking amazing. And all these fucking guys who got in there, aren't they? Mr. Macho and everything. They were like, oh, fuck. And I'm sure they were timing each other like, well, who came first? Literally came first. Who's come out? It was, honestly, it sounds so crude, but I just fucking couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, oh my fucking God. And then they had a competition who had the most sperm and read it out.
Yeah. It's fucking brilliant, isn't it? I mean, it totally makes sense, to do that if you know what the end goal is. But I was watching it thinking, I can't believe this is on, and we normally take the piss and we're a bit, we tongue in cheek, we're a bit crude, to call out things on Love Island, Singletown, whatever it is. But I don't think we could make this one more crude, could we? It just is what it is. But again, they were all kind of, making it a bit of a competition. The old wrestler dude, what was his name? Yeah, Matt Kay. So he's like, yeah, mine will do a fucking triple backflip, and they'll be the strongest swimmers there were. But it was the South African guy, wasn't it, Alan, who
Yeah.
won in the end. And I think he'll go far in this competition, because he's tall, he's handsome. I think he seems to be quite just quite chilled out, whereas some of the others we see are just a bit overzealous and a bit excitable, and so I think he's in with a good shout to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree. I do think as well, Dave, other than Philip, who he is probably between the two of them most, the best looking guys in there. Obviously it's not about looks. We know that it's about personality, but
it's about fucking sperm count.
Well, it's also about sperm count and how far whether the genetic jackhammer can take it. But he genuinely, I agree. He's a bit of a dark horse, Dave. And you're right, because with him being late 30s, 40s, there's a big difference. Like some of them there are chomping. I mean, Matt, his wrestling name is Matt Striker, and he's actually a commentator now. As soon as he come on the screen, I said to Sam, and I'm a big wrestling fan, but he was never a massive wrestler, Dave. He had a bit of a stint in the WWE about maybe 7-8 years ago, something like that, or 10 years ago. I know he is. He's called Matt Striker. As soon as I saw him on telly, I went, he's Matt Striker, but he's a commentator now at AEW, which is WWE's contestant rival. So he's not like a household name or anything, but if you're a wrestling fan, you'd know who he is straight away. Do you know what I mean? So I think that gives it a bit of gravitas for any wrestling fans to be like, oh my God, how far's he fallen? That he's jacking one off, to get a bit of TV ratings. But what I also found bizarre, Dave, was that they panned to the parents when they were jacking off. All the guys in these fucking parents are on the screen going, he's a great guy. He's always wanted kids. Just like, what the fuck? And I must admit, I was thinking, as they were coming out, we didn't get a glimpse about what was in the cubicles, and I'm thinking, is the magazines in there? Is the videos, DVDs? What, are we on the internet, on YouPorn? Not that I've ever been on there, Dave, but is it, what are we on here? Is this some, because I was expecting, it was that going down the route, I was expecting fucking YouPorn to be the sponsor of the fucking show, Dave, the way it was going. It was amazing.
If there's fucking iPads in there, I want to be in there first.
But he said, didn't he? Matt said, didn't he, which was a classic line, that Jason was fucking wankered. He's like high-fiving and shaking everyone's hand. That Matt went, I'm not fucking shaking anybody's hands. I'm sorry, I'm shaking nobody's hand. This guy's fucking patting them on the back, rubbing their hair. Well done, mate. You've done.
Dear. Putting his fingers in their mouth.
Oh, fucking hell, Dave. I hope not. I mean, but genuinely, even talking about it now, it's fucking amazing that they've even done a show of this. I mean, my God, talk about taking it to a different level, even for us, Dave, and we don't all back. I was just like, this is fucking amazing for all the wrong reasons, obviously, but fucking truly outstanding.
It's fucking brilliant, isn't it? I mean, this is in episode 1. What the hell are they going to do after that?
I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe you're saying about it's cock measuring. Maybe they're just going to do that and see what fits the best. I don't know. I mean, this sounds crude, me saying it, but that's what the fucking show is about. And it's not done in a like. I mean, you've got Kristen Davies there. It's not like they've done it on a cheap budget day. This is like produced like a top reality show, like a Kardashians type show, and that it's not fucking cheapo shit. I was blown away. I was fucking blown away. It was outstanding, outstanding.
Yeah, no, it was good. I am looking forward to what they do next. But what did you make to so after that, and after we found out Alan had won, they went to like discuss with Kristen, and talk to them. And again, it was massively testosterone fueled, wasn't it? All the guys. It's exactly how you'd imagine when you got 15 guys and one girl. It's just like it was cringeworthy to watch, wasn't it? But did anything in particular catch your eye from that? I mean, we've spoken about Tali, haven't we? And that was the worst bit for me, where he's just like avoiding all the questions. But anything else?
No, not really. I think Jason was a bit very reserved, wasn't he? Because the top and telly was we had this. Sorry, you're right. We had like this cringy dinner party, and it was so ridiculous. They were just like absolutely fucking hungry for Kirsty, and that's not being over the top. Like literally, one of them would sit down with her, and then another one would come over with some cheesy line. Like one of them went, "Someone wants you at the bar," or something like your phone's going. It's just
Someone
like,
came and said your wife's phoned. Your
yeah,
wife's on the
phone.
phone.
Yeah, can you go? But it was like a speed dating thing, but it wasn't intentionally supposed to be that. It was supposed to just be they grab her and have a chat. I mean, that Philip, he fucked his chances up completely. He did it different. So she'd had about 10 guys literally spend a minute, 2 minutes with her, give her a bit of a story about how she was the one and they were looking for this, looking for that. Except for Tali, obviously, he was just fucking like completely evasive. And then Philip went, "Do you want to come inside?" And I'm thinking, oh, hang on. He's doing a bit of a Stuart here. He's changed her a bit, made her feel a little bit vulnerable. Is he going to do the business? And then he started talking, and I was thinking, "You are fucked, mate. You're definitely going home today," because he just offered nothing that she was interested in, and certainly why he would come on the show when he was just basically saying like he's a free spirit. I'm not really that bothered, And I'm thinking that's not what she's looking for, mate. And I did think at that point, I thought you have completely blackballed yourself.
Yeah, it was a bit weird, wasn't it? I was pretty sure Tali was going to go, and yeah, Philip sort of talked himself out of it there as well, didn't he? So made the made the first episode casualties pretty straightforward, really. I think, but
Yeah, it was.
I think there's going to be plenty, isn't there? There's going to
No,
be plenty of cringeworthy moments for us to fucking laugh at, and yeah, I what can you say, Chris? What an absolute fucking car crash and trashy TV this is. It gets a stonking 3.4 on IMDb. Now, of all the shit movies we've ever reviewed, I'm not even sure we've reviewed any that are as low as that on IMDb. So
no.
it's clear, critically what they think of it. But I think this is the most morally questionable show that we've done or set up to cover, and I can't wait to watch some more.
I'm the same, Dave. And you're right. You were just touching on who went. So we had a four, like a bit of a firing. So we're four. We had Stuart, Jason, Tali, and Philip. She said straight away to Stuart. Stuart had done everything right, and he'd done the old cringy stuff, but he'd been very respectful, mentioned stuff to her. He was very nice to Kirsty, and she said, "I just wanted to get her to." He thought he was going, and she went, "No, I actually just want to say thank you. You're singling out. You've been really good to me." So that was fine. He gets to stay and fight another day. Jason gives her this full. So then she kicks Philip out. And she says, "Look, there's nothing there, blah, blah, blah." He's gone straight away. She said, he is my type, but it's just
But he
not
doesn't
what
want
I'm.
kids or anything, or know
Yeah,
why he's here.
yeah, exactly, which is utterly ridiculous. And then she goes with Tali and says, "Look, you're gone." So he's gone completely, which we knew because he was so evasive, politician, like you say, lawyer 101. And then we're left with Jason, the absolute thunderbolt in the first part of the show. He was caned, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I'm a guy from the south. I won't do it again." And she's like, "No problem. Go on. get yourself back in there. And then as soon as he gets himself back in there, the other guys are like, oh yeah, he's off again. And then it stops for the next time you're thinking, he's getting fucking tanked again, this guy. So obviously that's what we're alluding to in episode 2. So yeah, I totally agree. Absolutely. For me, I'll be honest with you, Dave. We need to savor this one because there's no fucking way they're going to make a series 2 of this. Not a chance. It's had so much backlash. It's unbelievable. But my God, I'm fucking enjoying it.
Oh, really? I haven't seen any of the backlash. What is
Just,
it? Just critically?
the morals, just the complete morals of the show. Like, the baby making side of it, the sperm donor side of it. It's outstanding.
Yeah, I must admit. I mean, I don't said to you many times. I'm sure that one of my favourites, that and definitely the most morally questionable one, reality show that had him, was There's Something About Miriam.
Yes.
I think this might one up that one.
Yeah, without a doubt. Absolutely unbelievable. Especially, and God forbid, she gets pregnant. Do you know what I mean, Dave? Because I don't know where you'd stand on that. And obviously if they don't stick together in that, fucking hell, that is going to be one hell of a backlash, isn't it?
Can you imagine as well, like, when the kid's growing up? I mean,
No?
it's like, how did you and Dad meet? Well, the first time we met, I got him to go and wank into a cup with 14
Yeah.
other blokes.
Yeah, he had his pants down watching Debbie Does Dallas on a loop. It's fucking outstanding, Dave. Outstanding.
I wonder if there's any after show credits or whatever. We can find out what they were actually showing in there, because
I
you've got
might
me.
find
You
that out,
piqued
yeah.
my interest now. What? Put my teeth in. What was it actually?
Yeah.
There'd have been something, wouldn't there? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm hoping it wasn't magazines in this day and age, but you never know. Hopefully, it was something voice activated and not,
Well, they say men
they just hand over to each other.
Men are stimulated by visual stuff, Dave. So I haven't got a fucking clue. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, Chris, we've done episode 1 now. We're going to be on to episode 2 next. I can't wait. Like you say, we're going to savor it, and we're not going to get scuppered like Singletown. So if someone wants to get in contact with us, how are they going to get in contact with us?
On Twitter, guys, at CD RealityCast. On email, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. And as always, if you get a chance, guys, get onto your podcast catching up and drop us a line. Me and Dave just appreciate any reviews on the show. So, Dave, brilliant first episode, and thanks for reviewing this because it's outstanding. So, we'll see you next time.
Bye now.